Well, if everybody remembers, back in January, we were here for fantasy camp. And as we were leaving fantasy camp, there was a big question. How's Brodie Brazil? Is he going to be okay? Is he going to make it? And there were some A's fans with some real concern. And then when we started spring training and we saw Brodie Brazil, we made sure we informed everybody that he made it and he's okay. He survived. Not only did he survive, Brodie Brazil turns out to be one of the comeback players of the year. The ESPYs, he's got an early invite to Las Vegas to the ESPYs for comeback player of the year. Blows out his hammy. First AB. Can people see that?
No, this isn't good for the live stream, but there's a photo they actually caught of the moment.
Blows out his hammy in the first.
There you go.
See if you can hold that
Commander.
up. First at bat. And you think he's done. You think that it's all over. But the warrior that he is, the great San Jose State Spartan, Brodie Brazil, rallies back and helps rally his team, a la Kirk Gibson. Hate to bring that up, Ace fan.
Well,
but no lower half, all upper body, helps lead his team into the championship game. You fall short, but the fact that you even were able to get your team there, I think it's one of the great moments in A's history.
I hit 600 after the injury, Townie.
The data doesn't lie.
It was so embarrassing because day one, I saw Ramon at the facility. I saw Nick Allen. Hey, guys. You're going to play? Cool.
Yeah.
Day two, I'm in the training room on the table. Nick Allen walks by, does a double take. He's like, already? And he's watching me get, like, deep massaged. And
your hammy was bad.
Yeah, it was.
You couldn't even we were
barely walk.
We're in the crow's nest over at Fitch. He couldn't even barely get up the steps.
Every 3 steps, I felt like was the sharp pain. 2 steps, fine. Third step, ow. Yeah, and you know what? To be honest, we're 5-6 weeks removed from that, I think, and it's still tight. Yeah, my son wants to race me home from school, and for the first 2 weeks, I was like, no chance. And then I started doing it, and I'm like, still hobbling. So. Apparently at 42, this is going to take a few extra weeks.
It takes time.
Yeah, so here we are.
Well, we didn't have to take you out back and shoot you.
I'll tell you what, it was like deja vu being at Fitch the other day. It's like returning to the scene of the crime,
It's kind of give you nightmares.
We had all these bad memories,
You wouldn't even go in the training room. No,
but that's the thing. That's the thing about I'm going to promote fantasy camp.
Yeah.
If I can go there and have that unfortunate injury and still have a blast, what does that tell you about the experience, right? You saw it. It was
special.
I'd never been there before. I'd never seen what it's all about. So we'll get a chance this year to explain it more. And when signups open up, I think in early March, we'll get to talk even more about it to help promote it. But it was awesome.
So we went over to Top Golf here in Gilbert, and everybody got to grab the mic, and this is who I am, and this is how many years, and it really shows you kind of how the fraternity around it, where people, this is my 14th year.
Yeah.
And obviously COVID stopped some people's runs of every year, but
right.
This is my 14th year. This is my 8th year. We were all the first timers.
I'd never seen it.
Which was really cool to show how many people they've made lifelong friendships.
Yeah.
And with Shooty Babbitt, who's the mayor of it, you bring out the great Dave Stewart, Barry Zito, and Terry Steinbach. I mean, that was really such a cool thing, for me, is whenever you get around these guys that we watched. We were in high school when the A's were going to the World Series, or I was in high school. You weren't yet, but I was in high school when these guys were going. So I mean, it's like it was really, really special to this team. So much negativity, and I understand it, and I'm not going to tell the national people that they're wrong. This team is going to be better than last year.
Yeah.
I don't know how much better, but
right.
I think more importantly for us as fans and people who cover it, the eye test is going to be far better.
First off, they've only lost 100 games in Oakland twice.
Mm-hmm.
Once was in 79, and the other time was last year. So it's a rarity that the team ever reaches that unfortunate plateau. But remember last year at this time, and I was only down here for a brief period because we didn't even know spring training was going to start at all or whenever. But then all the trades and all the transition. And last year kind of began with a bucket of cold water over everybody's head. And I think that set a tone for the rest of the season. And Kotz did a great job of keeping it together, not letting it. I mean, look, they did lose 102, but I still don't feel like they unraveled inside the clubhouse. And you had Vogt in there and you had Pinder in there. So you knew it wasn't going to stretch too far. But I just think this next season of, a Sears and a Waldachuk and a Nick Allen and a Shea Langoliers, and I certainly hope Pache can show us something extra. And not to mention all the acquisitions. I want to see Esteury Ruiz steal 40 bags. And I don't think that that's impossible if, he obviously gets on base and gets the opportunity. So to your point, better? Absolutely. Instantly. How much better? I think that is the only question for us this season. And I'm interested to find out, is it 5 games better? Is it 10 games better? Is it 15 games better? I don't know.
Yeah, the moniker of the swinging A's has got to turn to the running A's. The only guy that's not going to be running this year for the Athletics will be Brodie Brazil. That hammy will probably not be good till about July.
No.
But yeah, when I don't know what the numbers are, but I'm not going to be shocked. We remember back when guys stole 80, 70, 60. I'm not going to be shocked if we start seeing that again, at least as long as these rules, the disengagement.
Right.
And once I start seeing we can't, so the pitch timers are very easy to see for the runners and the infielders.
Right.
And you're going to have scouting reports of right-handed pitchers who don't like to throw over.
You're going to get big jumps, big leads.
You're going to have these jumps that are on the bags are bigger.
Yep.
I think, the running, you're going to have Brown, who we just had on, Aguilar, I don't know if Noda, Demis Garcia. There's going to maybe Ramon Laureano. There'll be like
Nick Allen, Laser.
But what I'm saying, there are going to be about 3-4 guys that can hit the ball to the ballpark. Everybody else, get your track shoes. We're running.
Yeah. I think it all comes down to will baseball trend that way? And will the A's actually run? Right? I mean, was it last year or 2 years ago? They jumped out of the gate. Ramon had 15 steals in the first 20 games or 20-some games and then didn't really do much after that. Kind of shut it down a little bit. That must have been 2 years ago when Bo Mel was skipper, I think. But bottom line is, I think they have the legs to actually be a running team again. I don't know if they'll actually do it. And I don't think the shift is going to play into it. I think you're right. I think the pitch clock is going to play into it more than the lack of the ability to fully shift.
Just think of you at fantasy camp.
Don't think about that.
Runner on run. If you got if you have a right-handed pitcher, and I already know he's got a terrible pickoff move, and I already know he doesn't like to pick off because we know that
it's this game. It's like every pitcher's John Lester.
Yes, exactly. A right-handed John Lester. if I'm there and he's holding the ball, and the pitch timer gets to 16, 17, I'm gone.
Right.
I know he's going home.
Right.
I'm gone. I'm going to have such a lead. There's no way you're getting
He doesn't have as many deceptions and look over, and you're right. You can only have, 2 engagements? Is that right?
But for the third one,
if you don't pick him off,
it's a balk.
How
about at second base? How big of a lead can he get at second base? You probably walk to third.
Yeah. I hope that's part of baseball this season. I talked to Stephen Vogt 2 weeks ago, and he's pretty convinced baseball is going to look different. The timing of it, the cadence of it, the inability to shift, it's going to create a lot of different dimensions of players that are now more valuable because their range matters more. A second baseman who's got range is whoa, well, that's important because now, we use, or even a shortstop, we used to shift you on the right side of the infield, but now this player actually needs to cover most of the left or most of the right side of the infield.
Can't hide you.
Nope. And I'll tell you what, the biggest one with the shift, I hated seeing a left-hander rip one into short right field. And there's the second baseman fielding it 30, 40 feet on the grass and then making that long throw from short right. I hated that. And I even hated that when it worked for the A's. I felt dirty.
Marcus Semien in right field, and I had to score in my book 6-3. He's playing right field. I'm scoring 6-3.
I'm glad you mentioned that. So
horrible.
I at a point I was like, I'm scoring it to the part of the ball field that was hit. If I have to talk about it on TV later, oh yeah, ball hit to the shorts. Never mind. He hit it to the right side.
Good for you.
I score it 4-3.
It was wrong. I just felt dirty.
Well, how about when Marcus was playing, and back in the day, if it was Jed at second, Marcus was on the right side, was on Jed's left.
He was Rover.
Right. He was on the opposite side of the second baseman, so.
I hate it. Yeah, it's ugly. I'm glad. And you know what? For all these years when all of us were growing up, they said, hit the ball back up the middle. That's what the approach was. back up the middle. And now
Yeah.
all of a sudden that line drive or rip back up the middle is an out. I
Yeah.
can't wait for that line drive to be a hit again. I think it'll be good for baseball. From your guys' standpoint, one of the things that you're down here doing that are great, that always come on after A's postgame live, and that we get to see a lot on NBC Sports California, is all A's. You guys are down here doing all. You got a couple episodes done.
Had a great long chat with Tony Kemp. A really good one with Trevor May. Didn't know him at all obviously, before this. It's funny, he's into media production stuff.
Oh, yeah.
We geeked out over so much. And then I literally just finished with Shea Langoliers. And then tomorrow we're going to do a little quick thing with Fuji and also with Nick Allen. So I'm looking.
With us here on A's Cast Live from Hohokam Park. I've been
specific reasons and their personalities.
Kyle Muller's here with us here.
Be a part of this team.
Kyle Muller's here with us here on A's Cast Live from Hohokam.
All
Kyle Muller's here.
I think we already knew that with a few of them, but it's great to chat with them.
The big shock for me was I was sitting here doing an interview today. Next thing I turn around and there's Dave Stewart right there, messing with me in his suit. I'm like, Stu, the A's Hall of Famer was there. All the bigwigs.
Well,
Kuiper was here.
Yeah,
Dallas.
So they made me tape a line today where they said something about, and that baby's gone. And I look over and Glenn's standing there looking at me. I'm like, don't make me say this in front of him. I think this was the first media day that Kipe said he'd ever been to. We do this with NBC every year. We take all the headshots and all the hero shots, what they call it, with the dramatic movie. I mean, they literally had a cinema camera this morning out here. Like it's a movie trailer style production. But it's a big deal to get that done. But I'm glad and Dallas was here. Everybody was here. Because you mentioned Stu, though. Stu told me this, and I was like, you're absolutely right. He's been here, obviously, working with the team and some of the pitchers. He goes, we have an NBA-style pitching staff. I'm like, what do you mean? And he did this, like his hand this high. And I'm realizing it today in the clubhouse, maybe with the exception of J.P. Sears, is every A's pitcher like 6'3", 6'4"?
Oh,
Sam Moll, maybe.
Muller comes over. He's a big dude.
My goodness.
I mean, even like Adam Aller's
there's going to be a lot of downhill trajectory.
Yeah, there's a lot of above 6'3". I mean, I'll tell you what Caprillion is.
I'm going to guess he's listed as 6'3". He might be 6. Well, he's probably close to that.
Caprillion is listed at 6'3". Domingo Acevedo
he's a big boy.
6'7". Fuji is 6'6".
That says Paul Blackburn is 6'1". I'm not buying that. But
Zach Jackson is 6'4".
Yeah.
Trevor May 6'4".
Right.
Chad Smith 6'4". Waldachuk 6'3".
Right.
Tarnock, who we haven't met yet, he's 6'4".
See what I'm saying?
Chad Smith coming over from the Rockies is 6'4". Hey, J.P. Sears at 5'11" is our point guard.
Wait, JP and I are eye to eye, and I am not 5'11".
I was going to say he's not 5'11".
He's our John Stockton. Come on, let's see who else we got.
Hogan Harris is 6'3".
Muller's 6'7".
Yeah, see.
Yeah, we got a big staff.
Hey, today when they had me doing the photo shoot next to Nick Allen, and I appreciate standing next to him with TK, because when we do like the back-to-back thing, I'm like, I don't have to be on my tippy toes. So it's great. It's great to be down here. I got to say, I know you guys have talked about this. I know you did a segment in the rain like 30 minutes ago, but this is bizarre. This is the first. I'm wearing a jacket right now. This is the first spring training I've been down here all week and have yet to have been hot yet. So.
Yeah, Seth Brown sat down, the sun came out, and then it's now gone again. That was like a brief 5 minutes of nice warm.
This is what I bring to you.
Well, I will say this. One of the times last season I had a lot of fun, because if you don't know, I always fill in for Brodie on A's pre and post game live when he's got Sharks or days off, family commitments. The one time when Dallas had his child and he had to get down south quick, and I actually was the analyst for you.
Yeah.
Was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
From Hohokam
I don't
Stadium.
See it as,
Great to see you.
See it as two guys.
Tony Kemp, so you got to be an ex-player.
I felt like it was more just like this.
Yeah.
Conversational. And I know, what's cool is, this too, from being in this position, you want to speak intelligently to your subjects and with them, and you want to like go to the deep areas that they want to talk about. But it's weird. I don't want to be the expert. I want to know your language. I want to know the depths of what you do. Like we were just talking to Shea about deep stuff into defensive catching and all that stuff. So I want to be able to go there with him, but I don't want to come across on TV like I know just as much as you. I certainly don't. been around this stuff long enough to absorb it and kind of spit it back out. But so I always appreciate that about you, is that we can go there, and feel like we're having that intelligent conversation. And you went much farther than I did playing baseball, but none of us obviously were out here, Well, I was in fantasy camp.
I mean, you were.
I digress.
You hit 600 for God's sakes.
Do you want to see
comeback player of the year, Brodie Brazil?
Can that camera watch me run a full 90?
And by the way,
no, do not do.
Dave Stewart, Shooty Babbitt, you're going to eat some crow once the season starts, because we were here for when Brodie got hurt. They were mad dogging him. They were talking about how they were going to kill him on TV.
Yeah.
And the fact that you came back. You got to be your partners. You got to destroy these guys.
I know this is once again bad audio production, because I'm gonna show you a video.
Remember, real quick, Shooty called him Brodie Blowout Brazil.
Yeah, Brodie Blowout.
Cody, come on.
It was pretty funny at the time, but it didn't age well as you made your comeback.
If I show you this, can you describe this to your viewers, what you're seeing, or your listeners, what you're seeing right there?
That's just getting the head through the zone, baby.
That's me, all front foot.
Yeah,
like unloaded
no
off
lower
as
body,
fast as possible.
Hey, just win, baby. You got to do what you got to do.
Look at that. I drove in a run, so I gave it the old.
If you airdrop that to me, I could play the video on the stream.
Did you
get out of here?
Do you have a pinch runner because you couldn't run
every single time?
That's fabulous. So you had like a Herb Washington.
When I came back, they were like, I was like, I don't think I can play. They're like, you want to just hit? I'm like, yes, I do want to just hit. And then at the end, there we go. I'm gonna airdrop it to Cody. At the end, Steiny goes, I think you can. Well, we had another guy get hurt. I think you can play first base. I was like,
Chelsea, come here.
Absolutely.
I want A's fans. I want you to stand here. I want A's fans to see the brains.
She's gonna hate this, but we should make it happen.
Come here. I want you to come here. I want you to just walk around.
Yeah.
I won't put you on.
How about
air.
this? Just do a lap.
I just want people to see the brains when they watch A's pre and post game live. Do you want to see the brains behind the operation? This is the person that makes the show so good. It's not the host.
Nope.
It's not the analyst.
Yep.
She is the reason why A's pre and post game live is such a fantastic show. Whether the A's are winning or losing, it's a very entertaining show. Do you have it?
I'm getting it. Give me a second.
Get out of here.
I just got it.
I can't believe this technology that I just airdropped Cody something.
Yeah, that's what we get.
He's going to flip it and put it on the stream.
You know,
well, hold it. It's going right now. You can't see it, but it's going right now.
See Brodie?
That baby is a line drive to left
There's
field.
Brodie. You guys are on the left.
Yeah,
What do you think?
that is true a designated hitter. You hit and you just walk off, let someone else run for you.
Can I tell you what I'm more critical of than my swing and being injured? I think I got an extra 15 to lose all of a sudden. That jersey, I don't think it used to fit me that tight.
I think you're all right. It's not TV. It's hockey season. You're supposed to gain a little.
Hey.
You're supposed to grow the beard, gain a little weight. It's hockey time.
Voos gave me that Kelly green that I was wearing in spring training 2020. So pre-pandemic, pre-beers every other night or every night.
Yeah.
It doesn't fit the same way.
Well, we just know this. I mean, you're going to have to get into baseball shape a lot faster because I don't think you're going to have too much spending time.
Yeah. Wow, shots fired.
Playoff time.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Cody always does this. So at the end,
we're getting close to the deadline.
We're getting close. I feel like we're getting close to the end of this. Let's take Team Online. Now the answer, buddy.
We talked about this off the air.
You know they're holding on to tonight's game again. Injury.
Road management.
Undisclosed.
Double wrap is what we call it.
Upper, lower body.
No. The trade deadline is March 3rd, and there are some suitors out there that are you know what they do? That player just so that they don't actually.
So safe to say they're not going to be calling me for opening day. You will be there because it won't be.
Oh no, no. There will not be.
Anything.
There will be a Patrick Marleau jersey retirement on Saturday at the.
You're going to be available in April, May, and June.
Oh, game one. Can I be honest? I've gone from a Sharks team that's not been in the playoffs 3 years in a row to losing 102 games last year. I've had people at work check in on me, like, "How you doing?
You all right?"
Fine. No, but I mean, like, come on, that's a lot of losing. I'm like, kind of getting used to it, unfortunately. But you know what? It trended so well for so long, and the Sharks had been good, and the A's, 12, 13, 14. Really 17, really 18, 19, 20, most of 21. So we've had a lot of good times. I don't want to discredit that. And I don't know about you, but I see the upward trajectory here. I don't know if we're going to like rocket up the same way we did 17 into 18 and win 97 games, but I see things moving in the right ways. And just even being here, you can tell it's different.
Well, do we have Kyle Muller ready to go? This is the guy that I'm really excited about. Thank you very much for stopping by. Can't wait to see all of these AA's shows that you're putting together, and we'll see you back in the Bay Area.
See you, boys. Appreciate this.